Hello, social mutations. How you doing? The settings, dude. It reminds me a lot of that DuckStation emulator. I feel like it was made by the same person. Like it looks exactly the same. But yeah, it's fantastic. Also, just having auto updates is amazing because then you don't have to worry about updating anymore, and you just, you know, keep using the same emulator with updated settings. It's fantastic. There's so many different versions out there right now. That is nightly 1.74048. But yeah, runs amazing so far. I have to do more testing, obviously, play around with the graphic settings, you know, maybe buff a few things up or not. So, and you don't have to switch to software mode anymore to fix the skybox render. This time I didn't mess around with the controls. I'm actually doing basic controls. Yeah, 3 and Revenge are amazing games. I love those. Revenge is my absolute favorite. Doesn't change the fact that this is really good too. You know what works so well in this game in comparison to modern Need for Speeds, for example? Like tapping the brake and puts your car into a proper drift. For example, in Unbound, the car is fighting you so much. Like, especially if you want to go for a drift build, it's fighting you so much to go into a drift in the first place. It's pretty nice though, having the emulator automatically apply all of the widescreen stuff by itself. I remember having a few issues with widescreen in a lot of actually games that I've emulated in the past. The thing with the open wheelers, you need to re-accelerate it, basically re-press the boost button after you hit a wall, or it takes longer to accelerate. That car changing lane is such a problem. It might be pre-programmed, because I think he's done it again, even though I wasn't even there this time. But the pattern is always the same. That guy always steers in, that car is always going to be there. So it is predetermined how everything is going to go. Dude, you have literally no power against those guys. When they get the move on you, you can't do anything. Holy shit. Oh wow, the bus kind of fucked us, huh? This game is amazing, I love it. So I need some takedowns, otherwise not enough boost. I guess it does work. A little bit harder though, basically give them a slap while you pass them. Take them out. How does that kill me? And him not? What? He was left of me. He must have kissed the wall. Just riding up the wall. Maybe I should just ignore, you know, off-road. It's too dangerous. There's so many ways to crash out. You know, the funny thing about Burnout, either it's missing the timer or the speedo, it's always missing something. For example, in this game, it's missing the timer. Like, how much time did I spend on this lap? That would be nice to know. I think it tells you at the end of the race. I mean, if the video game industry would be clever, they would try to remake those games, or rather republish those games somehow with emulators, make them look better as well. But honestly, the community is doing a much better job at making old games look fantastic. Huh? What the fuck did I just hit? That was a bit weird. Custom mapping option. Yeah, I mean, that's why I have emulators, right? Emulators are, in my opinion, by far the best way to play old games. I think it's way too complicated to, you know, get the original hardware, then get a proper upscaler, you know, to get like the best looking version of the game. I understand that some people prefer the original look and maybe even playing it on a CRT. But yeah, honestly, I do not wanna spend space in my streaming room for a CRT just so I can play old games in the original best quality. I just don't care about that too much. Yeah, this is actually really hard, these Formula races. Especially if you don't know the trick that you wanna basically hit the accelerator after you grind the wall so you can accelerate faster again. If you don't know that, you're gonna be so much slower. Wait, we're still in the first lap, man. Some of these tracks are way too damn long. And one thing I always remember when I play this game, don't go into oncoming traffic so much. You'll just crash. My favorite Burnout game, Revenge. I think you should start with Burnout 2. I think Burnout 1 can be skipped. Burnout 1 is extremely simplistic and more like a tech demo in my eyes. I think you should start with Burnout 2 and then work your way through. 3, Revenge, Paradise. Hey guys, Kuru here. Check out Instant Gaming for cheap game keys. Click the link in the description below. I don't see anything. Alright. That was a good hit, I guess. There's so many ways to play this with the crash breaker placements. Could try to get down the hill and Jump from Crash Breaker to Crash Breaker. Oh, I missed it so close. If you have the basic settings of the emulator, then yeah, no setup required. Oh, that's good. I think. Okay, that tire though. Yeah, the tire is gonna trigger them. One tire to rule them all. That's enough. I bet some of these have way better setups. But I think both in Burnout 2 and Burnout Revenge, the crash mode is a little bit better. Oh, you bastard. I hate when the traffic steers into you. Like, that is such an ugly game mechanic. You're not on collision course and then they steer into you. It's disgusting. Blowing up the gas tank, I would... He somehow made it on top of the bridge. So, before I end it though, I want to show you the settings that I used. So, this is the newest emulator. The PCSX2 Nightly, version 1.7 4049. And it is the QT-AVX2 version that you can find on the website. Once you get the emulator, you gotta find the PlayStation 2 BIOS and of course get a copy of your Burnout 3 game. And for the graphics, I went very basic. I went on automatic renderer, like that was also on default. Here's what you want to do. When in full screen mode, you want to be in aspect ratio and FMV, set that to 16 2:9. Everything else here is on default. Here, enable widescreen patches. Activate anti-blur, that makes it look nicer. I have a 14:4 monitor, so I use 4x native. If you have 4K, you can try 6K native. Or really, whatever your PC can do and your monitor resolution is. Everything else on default, I did pump anisotropic filtering to 16x. And here's where you do the texture replacement. You basically put the textures here into the textures folder. Here you see /21050, that is Burnout 3 Takedown. That's the replacement files. And yeah, just make sure you link it here, then activate load textures, async texture loading. And honestly, everything else in the emulator is default. Thanks so much for watching, sleep tight, definitely do come back tomorrow for more. And as always, good night, love you guys.